Hi everybody, my name's Savannah. I hope everybody's having a great week so far. Today I'm going to be applying the concept of managing public speaking anxiety. It's something we all know very well, but it's a form of stress that can cause increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure, elevated stress hormone, sweaty hands, and it's kind of the moment we realize whether we're a fighter or a flighter. So, what is public speaking anxiety and how do we manage it? As I said before, public speaking anxiety is a form of stress we all know way too well, and it's a social anxiety disorder. So, this is an anxiety specifically rooted in the fear of being watched and judged by an audience when you're presenting or you're performing, whether that be at school, work, or personal. But this can cause a range of symptoms. They could be verbal, nonverbal, as well as physical. And although this can be extremely debilitating, thankfully there are many ways to manage it, which is great news. So we can manage public speaking anxiety by, one, accepting that it's normal, because it is, focusing your nervous energy elsewhere, and visualizing a successful performance, desensitizing yourself to it, and even just practicing in the mirror and just simply staying positive. So speaking in front of people has always been something that I've hated. Even just the thought of it just gave me like the worst anxiety just in my stomach. And unfortunately for me, as somebody who is medicated for anxiety, I was a cheerleader in high school and was required to present a speech in front of our cheer bigs at the end of the season, as well as the entire squad and all of our families. So when it came to my turn, I remember just the rush of heat that went over my body, and I just began to sweat. My face, just everywhere. My heart rate picked up, my whole body was shaking, and I just froze and just had a complete brain fart when I went to speak. So once I realized what was happening, I remembered things that my doctor taught me that, ironically, we went over this semester. So I took a deep breath. I reminded myself that it was normal and it was just a common feeling, and I visualized what I wanted my performance to be. So after what felt like forever, I finally finished my speech, and I rushed back to my seat, and I planted myself and realized I had blacked out and couldn't remember a thing, which is not a good feeling. So since learning more techniques on how to manage public speaking anxiety this semester, it's just tremendously helped me in both my professional and school life. I've even been able to help friends, classmates, and coworkers with their public speaking anxiety. So my next presentation, whether it be at school or work, I plan to go without the meds and continue to implement all the techniques I've learned. I'm gonna practice alone in the mirror. I'm going to have a positive mindset when going into my speech. I am going to stop stressing about the bad possibilities, I'm going to visualize the outcome I want for my speech and what I want to look like and sound like to my audience. And I think the most important is just reminding myself that it's normal to feel anxious. So learning about managing public speaking anxiety has really changed my view on it, and it's something I can handle. I learned that you don't just have to feel that way and you don't just have to deal with it, and that's just how life is, that there are many ways to get through it and manage it. So many people struggle with public speaking, and if we can all just give these management methods a chance, many of us can do what sometimes feels impossible, and we no longer have to feel sick and frightened with our heart racing and sweating. So I hope that I taught you all a lot today, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.